So, you want to be a puzzle maker. I have been playing and creating levels in Mario Maker 2 for some time now, and I can say that puzzle levels are my favorite kind of level to play and to make. It's sad that there are so few of them, let alone good ones. In this video, I will be talking about the fundamentals you will need to make your own puzzle levels, and some of the biggest challenges you will face as you begin your quest. Of course, you should use your own judgment to decide if you think my advice is good or not, but I suspect it will prove useful nonetheless. The first obvious question to ask is, what is the difference between puzzle levels and traditional levels? To clear any level, players must figure out a way to do so, but that does not mean that every level is a puzzle level. Learning how to overcome obstacles is most often given the back seat in favor of the other aspect of Mario levels, the execution. Typically, working out how a level can be completed is not enough to actually clear it. Having the practice skill to execute certain moves is almost always more important. Clearing any challenge requires that you increase your knowledge of what you can do in the game and sharpen your skills at executing the maneuvers that you already know about. A traditional platforming level has a high skill requirement compared to its knowledge requirement. The real challenge of a platforming level comes from practicing your performance of the main mechanics of the level. Conversely, a puzzle level has a low skill requirement and a high knowledge requirement. Its primary challenge comes from developing a deep understanding of the main mechanics. A puzzle level is only as good as its ability to teach the player, and effective teaching is dependent on clear communication. While it does help to give your level a clear name and description, and to place comments and arrow signs throughout the course, those are only the most basic ways of communicating with players. A lot can be communicated through the layout of the course and the specific course parts that are featured in it. A Mario course communicates with players in the language of action cues. See a Goomba? Better jump on its head. Is that a thwomp up there?
Gotta go fast.
By creating unique scenarios, you can condition players to associate certain objects and environments with certain actions. In a traditional platforming level, simple action cues are combined in increasingly complex ways to test players' skill at executing a certain set of known maneuvers. However, puzzle levels do quite the opposite. Puzzle levels are challenging because they force players to rethink what to do in apparently familiar situations. In his video, What Makes a Good Puzzle?, Mark Brown does a brilliant job explaining this sneaky aspect of puzzle design. A link to his video is in the description. Unlike in a traditional platforming course, simply repeating the same move with slight variations is not the ticket to mastery. Instead, players must prove that they understand all the nuance of the level's central mechanic or system. The best of puzzles are based on a very simple set of rules. The fun in these courses is discovering a plethora of abilities within that rule set that you would have never fathomed was possible. This marvelous experience of discovery is as real when you are making puzzle courses as it is when you are solving them. Some people, such as myself, greatly enjoy exploring the sheer depth of seemingly simple systems without being impeded by tricky maneuvers that require hours of practice. Sounds simple enough, but there is still one caveat. Before you can dive in and start exploring, you have to know exactly what it is you are going to explore. This means setting the boundary rules before you begin your creative journey. One side of your simple rule set is determined by the course parts you choose to feature, while the other side is self-imposed for the sake of good level design. The combination of the course parts' natural constraints with your personally enforced design limitations makes an excellent foundation for a puzzle level. It is better to use a small number of interactive course parts and to be consistent with how you present them. For example, I made a no-jump puzzle course where players had to use the blaster cap to shoot bullets into clear pipes. The people that playtested my level became frustrated because entering certain pipes would cause them to fall to the ground, failing the clear condition and forcing them to start the whole level over. They had no way to know which clear pipes to shoot bullets into and which to enter. To solve the problem, I made it impossible to enter the wrong pipes by removing the ground tiles in front of them. When creating a puzzle level, it is also helpful to avoid using obscure mechanics. Unless you can make them easy for players to discover and perform, it is better to exclude them. I figured out that you can use a Koopa car to smash brick blocks without damaging the car if you turn around at the last moment. This allows you to break through an unlimited number of bricks, but it is a very obscure quirk and is quite monotonous to do. So I decided not to base my level around it. It is very important to make sure that it is clear to players what the objective is and what basic actions will be required to solve the puzzle. He made a video about making puzzle levels in which he recommended creators add random noise to conceal the mechanics of the puzzles. Do not do this. Random noise just adds clutter, makes it harder to find the puzzle, and obscures vital information that players need to solve it. Your puzzle's difficulty should come from genuine complexity and nuance, not irrelevant distractions that hinder them from seeing what's going on. Alright, it's finally time to address the elephant in the room. Making good puzzle levels is really hard because Mario Maker 2 was never intended to be a puzzle creator. All of its mechanics are made for platforming performances and not logical conundrums. Puzzle creators, like you and me, are engaged in an uphill battle. Even the no-jump clear condition, which should have been perfect for making puzzles, is implemented in a way that makes it virtually impossible to create puzzles with it that do not utterly frustrate players. Because of the game's parkour-focused design, most people who play Mario Maker levels are there for the platforming action, not the mental mysteries. This is why only simple puzzles really work in Mario Maker 2. Most players will grow impatient at anything that makes them stop and think about what to do next. Anyone who makes puzzle-based levels has to be a special kind of rogue creator. To anyone who chooses this path, I salute you. Personally, I prefer Levelhead. It's so much more convenient for puzzle creations because of its much more powerful tools and less restrictive mechanics. In my experience, it's also much easier to get people to play your levels in Levelhead than it is in Mario Maker 2. I got my level trending in the tower and accrued far more plays, likes, and followers from my first level than I ever did from any of my Mario Maker 2 courses. To recap, begin your creation with a simple concept, keep your level clean and consistent, and use every means possible to teach players all the nuance of your level's core system. Like with any skill, it just takes stubborn practice and a sincere desire to improve. For faster improvement, force yourself to make small puzzles so that you can practice the entire process of building a level from scratch. This will help you to overcome the initial mental barrier and allow you to begin and finish projects more quickly. I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, you can let me know by pressing like and commenting your thoughts below. As always, if you would like to see more of my videos, you can subscribe and press the bell icon to be notified of new updates. I hope you have a good rest of your day and that you make some amazing puzzle levels. Feel free to share what you make in the comments, and if you do, be sure to double check that you typed the course ID correctly. I think it would be fun to make a design analysis video on the crazy concoctions that you come up with. Not that I know what the heck I'm talking about, but, it would be fun. Oh, and both Mario Maker 2 and Levelhead courses are cool. Just make sure to specify which game your level is for. Thank you for watching until the very end. Now that most people are gone, I could talk about whatever I want. No, seriously though, I am planning to start a second channel. What? Already? You have like 5 videos uploaded. I know, but I have a really exciting idea for a daily series that I I really want to get started. It isn't exactly gaming related, so I plan to make it its own separate thing. Alright, it really is the end of the video now, so this is goodbye. I'll see you in the next one.